Hey peeps, Candy here. It's been a while. Those of you who have watched my last video know why. Thank you for the support in that video, by the way. Just to give you an update on that, I went to the hospital, back on my meds, doing what I can to battle my depression. Everything's fine. Um, Side note, please do not comment on how I look in this video. I'm choosing not to wear any makeup in this video, and yes, you can kind of see my dark circles. But I really wanted to get this video out to you guys, so please do not comment about my physical appearance. That aside, I also wanted to see your guys' opinion on how you would feel if I released my opinion on a certain topic that is currently happening. PNG tubers. I want to talk about my opinion on them. If that sounds interesting to you, let me know. I might just end up putting the video out anyways. So make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along for some interesting videos, cause yeah. But that aside, let's get into our movie. So our movie is Once Upon a Forest. It came out in 1993 and it was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions. If you don't know what Hanna-Barbera is, Hanna-Barbera came out with like Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and this is a bit of an older one, so gold star to you if you know what this is, but Johnny's Golden Quest. So, like, essentially Boomerang. Most of the things that were on Boomerang came from Hanna-Barbera Productions. So, yeah, just to give you a little bit of some information on who they are. But, our story starts in a little forest called Dapplewood. And there are 4 little furlings, which is what, they refer to the children animals as. Abigail, who is a mouse, we have Edgar, who is a mole, Russell, a hedgehog, and then Michelle, who is a badger. Hades is whining, sorry. We also have Cornelius, who is also a badger and Michelle's uncle. And Cornelius is kind of like the kids' teacher. I don't know, he's like the smartest animal in the forest, pretty much. But one day, Cornelius decides to take the Furlings on a road trip. Well, not like a road trip, like a field trip, I guess. And they run into a road. And this is the first time the children have ever ran into a road, so they don't really know what it is. And all 3 of them are playing out in the road, and Cornelius sees that, and he comes over, and Russell almost gets hit by a Range Rover, and they make it really obvious it's a Range Rover, like, plug the commercials, right? But, and as they, obviously Russell, like, rolls into a ball and he saves himself, he's fine. But the man who's driving the Range Rover throws a bottle out of his window and it breaks on the road. And normally you wouldn't think anything of that other than, hey, don't trash the planet. But, you know, that does come back. So they all, you know, are starting to head back to the forest because the Cornelius is like, that was too much. Let's go back home, get you guys lunch or whatever. And on their way back, we get to see a scene where a tanker truck, if you know what that is like driving down this little road. It's just full of gas, pretty much. And that broken glass bottle makes the tire of the semi pop, and it rolls, and like the gas starts spilling into the forest. And our little furlings arrive to their forest and see that the whole place has been gassed, pretty much. Yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, damn, bro, it looks really dead there. It's funny, not funny, but it's like kind of funny because it came out of left field, bro. This was like such a fast-paced movie. It honestly was. But and all of a sudden the furlings are like freaking out. Where are all their parents are gone. They can't find any of their parents, and most of the places that they want to go look for their parents are full of gas. But Michelle, being younger than the other furlings, I think Michelle is about toddler age, while the rest of the furlings are about like 12 to 13 years old. Michelle is like freaking out and she has to go find her parents, so she runs to her house, and her being a child, she doesn't understand that she can't go into this building that's full of gas. So she goes. Michelle runs headfirst into her house that's full of gas, and we see on screen her parents' dead bodies just laying there on their dinner counter, like they were having dinner and now they're dead. It was honestly really surprising to see right out the bat. But welcome to Once Upon a Forest, I guess. And the rest of the Furlings and Cornelius are waiting outside Michelle's home, just letting this child let themselves into a freaking gas-filled home, until Abigail is like, I don't care what you say, Cornelius. I'm going in there. I'm grabbing Michelle. I'm getting her out of there. And she kind of just runs in there, and Cornelius yells at her to cover her mouth, so she does. And Abigail brings Michelle out, and we don't get to save Michelle. I mean, like, Michelle isn't saved. Kinda. She looks like she's dead when Abigail is bringing her out, but so they bring Michelle back to Cornelius's house, and everyone's like, we need to stay here because the whole forest is destroyed. All of their parents are seemingly dead. And Cornelius tells the Furlings of his past and an encounter with humans that claimed the lives of his parents and, like, his entire village, pretty much, I would call it. And he tells us that's why he's very fearful of humans. So that's why he can't do some stuff. That's literally what he says. He says, I can't do some stuff because I'm afraid of humans. But Cornelius tells the Furlings that he needs an herb to fix Michelle. But since the forest is dead, there is no herbs around here, Abigail says. And Abigail gets her question answered pretty quickly because Cornelius just shoots back at them, well, you have to go then. And the Furlings are like, what? And Cornelius tells the Furlings that you guys have to leave the forest. You have to go find this herb so we can save Michelle. Because it might be too late for everybody else in the forest, but we can save Michelle. We just have to get this lungwort and eyebright, I want to say. Lungwort and eyebright, which, cool, were the herbs they needed to get. And they actually have limited time, too, because Michelle can only survive, like, her body can only keep this up for so long, so they have, 2 days, I want to say, not counting, counting the night that they find out about it, they have 2 days to find this lungwort and eyebright, and they face a lot of dangers. They escape a hungry barn owl, aiding a flock of religious wrens led by a preacher Phineas, which, by the way, very racist depictions. I know this movie came out in 1993, but goddamn, bro, like, I'll find a clip on YouTube and I'll put I don't think I can put, like, the music that came in with it, but I'll try and take, like, the music off and just show you the voices of these birds, because y'all remember in Dumbo when we had the racist depictions of POC as crows? Same thing here, just a giant church. I was honestly watching this like, damn, bro. But yeah. And the wrens that so the wrens call these little, like, not little, they call the cats, if you know what those are, like the scoopy dirty things. I don't know, you know what this means. It's like it goes scoop boop excavator. I'm a dirt excavator. Sorry. Blippy. But yeah, they call excavators freaking yellow dragons, and the wrens are like telling the Furlings not to go any further because they don't know this, but it's a construction zone. beyond this point of the wren's little area, and the furlings don't listen to them. They end up going, and they actually make it to this meadow where the herbs they need are. There they meet some bullies. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to throw some bullies in here, but they meet some bullies, Squirrel Wags and Willie. I I just want to say, whoever named this guy Squirrel Wags is just ridiculous. But Willie is a like tough mouse, but he has like an emotional side that he keeps away, and he actually grows a liking for Abigail. And after getting the Eyebright, they discover that the Lungwort is on a giant cliff, making it inaccessible by foot. And Russell suggests, I forgot to say something about this in the beginning of the video, but Cornelius kind of invents things, and he had shown the Furlings this little miniature of something he invented. And Russell's like, let's make that, but big enough to get us up to that edge. And it's like a little flying contraption, I want to say, like, you know, like Michelangelo style, like, flying contraption. And they get the Lungwort. It's called a wingamathing is what they call it. And after a dangerous flight up the cliff, they get the Lungwort, and then they steer back down, and they're like, let's just fly back home. And like as they're flying back home, like it gets really, really crashy because they're kids. No wonder this thing is falling apart. But they crash land back in the forest after a storm and bring the herbs to Michelle and Cornelius. A group of humans appear, and the animals, thinking the humans mean harm, escape through the back door of Cornelius's house. Edgar gets separated from the group and gets caught in an old trap. And if you don't remember who Edgar is, because I've been referring to them as the Furlings, Edgar is the mole. When one of the workers finds him, like one of the humans, when like this human finds Edgar in this trap, he sets Edgar free actually and destroys the trap. And revealing, sorry, spelling mistake, that the men are cleaning up the gas, that these humans are actually trying to restore this forest after this unfortunate gas spill. And the group, especially Cornelius, realized that there are good humans in this world. Michelle is given the herbs. The next day she appears unresponsive, but a single tear from Cornelius wakes her from her coma. Cornelius sees the flapper wingamathing and becomes amazed by how Abigail and Russell built it, because he had never actually thought he would build it. And he says he can't believe how much the Furlings have grown up, even though it's only been a few days and they're still 13. And the Furlings' families actually show up out of nowhere, except for Michelle's parents, obviously, because we saw them die on screen, but all of their parents just come out of nowhere and are like, yeah, we were fine, guys. We left. We saw gas somehow and just left, even though we didn't decide to tell Michelle's parents. And everybody gets a reunion, and Cornelius looks at the dead trees in the forest and says to her that if everyone works, says to Abigail that if everyone works as hard to save Dapplewood as the Furlings did to save Michelle, it will be an amazing, nice world to live in. Yeah, which it would be, but nobody's gonna do that. So yeah. The message of this movie has yet to be seen. The only message I got from this was don't throw glass bottles out your window because you might accidentally gas a forest. But other than that, This movie wasn't that good. I honestly couldn't. I barely finished it. I do not recommend watching it. This is definitely more on the nostalgia side of good or nostalgic movies. Um, really quick though, to touch back again on the racist depictions of the crows, let me really quickly just show you something so I don't want to put it in like post brightness down a lot for you guys to be able to see this, but this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So there you go. um but yeah, let's not do stuff like that in movies anymore. I know we don't really, but I know it'd be probably ridiculous to ask this, but what if we went over old movies that people really enjoyed and took racist depictions out of them? Did I just come up with a good idea? I think I did. Alright, so next time, like I said, I might release a video about my opinion on PNG tubers. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along on me with this journey, because it's a crazy one. Join Candy's Land. Have you hit that subscribe or that like button yet? You're probably not even watching this. Alright, bye.